One thing about the fish hobby is you will be moving fish and doing what's right for the fish many, many, many times in in your everyday life of being a fish keeper. So this tank is where we're going to put the polar convicts. We're going to put them in this tank. I already set this up. Did a little small little scape. It didn't do a lot of um, plants or anything, but you know, if they breed, they'll have there's plenty of room in there for them to breed. This is originally a quarantine tank. I put some carbon in. I got all the medicine out of there. I did a water change. As you can see, I've already done almost 100% water change in this. Um, Cleaning out all the old water, put new water in. They're acclimating right now. I'm ready to put them in right now because I've been in there for about 20 minutes. We'll get them in there. This is going to be their home for now. Now, I have a 10-gallon that's open downstairs that I'll probably use for a quarantine if I have to. Once those angelfish are out of there, we'll have an extra tank to float around. You can move stuff around, um, 10 gallons, 15 gallons. If I do have an issue with a fish, I always like to have 15-gallon available so I could do a quarantine. So I could always move the polar convicts out of here if I have to. But for right now, these guys are going in there just for space issues, and just so that babies can grow out and they don't get eaten anymore, and they're not being predated. So let me just I can't do this by myself, so I'm gonna put the phone down and I'll show you the fish in there once we're done. You always want to check the temperature. It's about 78 in there, perfect. I already did a water. I already tested the water. Water is good. This tank has been cycled. There was some medication in there, but I ran it for about 24 hours of carbon. I should have gotten all the um, medication out of there. So just remember when you guys are using carbon, that carbon takes out any impurities in your water. So I always tell people someone was using Easy Green and they said they kept on, the plants are eating the Easy Green. Well, if you put carbon in the tank, the Easy Green is going to eat. If the carbon's going to eat the Easy Green or anything else that you have in your tank. There's some things that it won't, take up with Easy Green, but for the most part, your plants most likely not eating the nitrates. Okay, there may be some stuff in there that they're eating, but for the most part, carbon is going to get rid of that. Carbon is not really great for plants. You can use carbon for it, but I don't recommend using that. I use plants to have a natural filtration, so I don't usually use carbon. I only use carbon in specific circumstances, like getting rid of medication or any impurities in the water. So anyway, that's what we got going on here. Let me put these guys in the tank, and we'll keep an eye on them and see what's going on. I said, hold on one second, guys. Okay, guys, we're wrapping this up. These guys are in this tank. They're hiding in this little fake rock, and I brought it down here just for that reason, so they could feel comfortable. All I had to do was take it out of the water and put it in there. So that's what the tank looks like for right now. You know, I'm actually thinking about going to the store and getting some plants. Once I get some money, we're gonna do some plants. And I want to do plants in every single tank. These guys. Let me take a step back here. The 40-gallon, the 20-gallon, the 20 gallons, and the plants. It's like they kind of dug those plants up, but we'll go back in there and fix those plants here in a second. But yeah, I like to do more plants. Change up in this 55-gallon and 75-gallon. Get more plants. We don't want to put plants in that tank because the Baylor sharks will eat them up. You can see the Baylor sharks, how big they're getting in there. That tank is really peaceful, except for the Dempsey and the Green Terror sometimes go at it. But for the most part, this is a pretty peaceful tank. I don't plan on adding any more fishing. I may do a couple more Baylor sharks, maybe a couple more silver dollars. I don't know. But for the most part, we're going to leave that tank the way it is. And, I just like the way that these guys get along. These last two cichlids, this one here and the black one, the oblique, are going to be my last two African cichlids for a while until I decide to do maybe another tank one day. But We're gonna let her live her life out. Haven't had her for like 8 years now, but we'll let her live her life out. And you know, she. I just gave her baby away. She can't lay eggs. I try to get someone to take her so she can lay eggs and be a mama, but I haven't been able to do it. So we will eventually let her live her life out. But anyway, I don't want to get too far into other tanks. We just want to make sure that we focus on these guys. We'll check these guys out, see it they get out of the rock already, and we'll see how they do. Hopefully, they'll uh, they'll be happy in here and live happily ever after. So that's the goal. So they got more room. There's no babies in here anymore. You always got to be careful. Whenever you make a decision on these fish, you got to make sure they're doing what's right, what's best for the fish. Okay, living in a 10-gallon tank with a bunch of babies for these guys is not healthy. So, I wanted to make sure the babies are good and old enough they can be on their own. It just increases your bio load. So now your bio load is only 2 fish. I got 2 filters in this tank, but your bio load is smaller, so you don't need to have any more filtration. So we're gonna keep that the way it is, and we're gonna keep an eye on these guys, see how they do. I'm hoping that everything goes good, and like I said, I'm constantly moving fish around, constantly doing stuff to make it right for the fish. That's what you have to do, and so far so good. So we're pretty happy with this setup here. Like I said, we want to do some more plants. Eventually, we'll get into the plants, but for right now, this is what we got going on. Um, these guys will be comfortable in here. I'm guaranteed they'll lay more eggs and they'll have more babies. If not, then whatever. Maybe they had enough babies for the rest of their lives. I don't know. But like I said, you can't take a chance of them predating their babies. You always got to separate them. I was leaving them in there for an experiment to see how they would do and how they would react and what they would do to the babies. And I was completely blown away by what happened. So anyway, in saying that, until next time, remember, if you can't own them, rehome them. And if you're in the fish hobby, always have extra tanks in case you got problems or you want to move fish around, or if you have babies, if you can't get rid of babies, or whatever the case may be. It's just there's so many different reasons why you should have more than just one tank. All right, guys. Till next time, we'll see you. Bye. Okay, guys. I thought I was finished with the video, but I waited a little bit, and I wanted to show you guys that these polar convicts were moved into this 15-gallon upstairs. Like I said, we set it up for them. As you can see, they already moved the tank to where where they like it. Move stuff around, and they've been in there for maybe 3 or 4 days, and they already laid eggs. If you look down there close enough, you can see eggs. They're already fertilized, as you can see. I could see them moving before, but you can tell that they're fertilized. These guys are just simply amazing, really amazing fish. If you like watching fish, um, you know, in their habitat, laying eggs and doing what they do, get some convicts. I got 2 tanks right now with convicts. Actually, I got 3 tanks. This tank, then the baby tank downstairs, and then I got the regular convicts who just laid eggs, and they're fertilizing them too. I'll have to make some movements, move some fish around, but um, you know, if you guys ever want to have fish that have babies, I mean, these guys literally just moved them up here, and they already laid eggs. So um, they love being parents, and this pair here. I let them in here because I wanted to have a little more space. I may have to do some more maneuvering to get them into a bigger tank, because what I did notice, it's kind of tough raising fry in a small tank. I don't have any room for any tanks to have fry in right now. So we're going to just stick with this right now. I'm raising some fry. I did lose some fry downstairs. It just happens, nature of the beast. As soon as I moved the parents out, I lost about, I would say, 10 to 15. which does happen. You know, but only the strong survive usually, especially when you're raising them in the tank. Um, and I'm doing water changes every day, flow, all that stuff. I'm changing all the time to adjust, but you know, it's an adjustment period. But we'll let these guys raise their fry a little bit longer and see, and we'll test it. See, let them get a little bit bigger and see how it goes. And maybe I let them go too early, but they couldn't stay in that tank anymore. It's a 10-gallon tank with a bunch of babies, and I did notice, they were kind of not comfortable in there, so we had to move them out of here. I moved them out of there. These guys do not like you coming near the tank. They get upset. Um, but you can tell they're guarding the babies real tight, and this is what they do. So I already fed them, but yeah, that's it. That's the update on the 15-gallon guys. Like I said, I may have to move these guys again, depending on what I decide to do. Yeah. I may move this 20-gallon. Um, uh, Maybe move some fish out of there, and then maybe put the convicts in here. I don't know. We'll see what we're gonna do. Maybe we move the fry into the 20-gallon, which is a possibility too. But we have to make some adjustments. I think they'll do better in the 15-gallon. So I may leave the babies in here once they get old enough, and then move the mom and pop into a 20-gallon. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's the update, guys. I waited a little bit longer than I wanted to. I had this video and this content already laid out. I actually have a bunch of content I'm going to go through. I got a video coming up. We went to the Baltimore Aquarium, so we'll be doing that. But as of right now, this is the only update I have. And give me about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, and I'll have the other one out. So hopefully. Anyway, till next time, remember, if you can't own them, rehome them. And like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't forget, tell your friends. We got 300 some odd subscribers. I'm gonna try to do some more content here, get some more. I'm really looking forward to doing a video with the aquarium. I want to get that content uploaded and show you guys how much fun we had. So that's next, and hopefully it comes out good. Anyway, see you next time, guys.